So hello guys, it's Max here from the Investing Hub. Welcome to another vlog. Today we're going to be focusing on more of a serious subject. Every Friday I come onto YouTube with the goal to try and inspire and motivate all of my viewers and try and share what opportunities exist in the world of day trading. But throughout this week, I've thought to myself, I think it's only fair that I actually come onto YouTube as well and also share the not so nice sides of day trading, the darker sides. And that would be losing money. Now, if you're watching this video today, then the chances are that you've probably taken a big hit in the past, meaning you've lost a significant amount of money. And guess what? It's normal. So have I. I think every single investor who has day traded, invested, at some point in their journey, they have incurred a massive loss. In fact, up to 76% of day traders lose money. Every time you go onto a trading platform's website, there's always that risk disclosure at the top or the bottom of the page which tells you that, 76% of day traders lose money. So I thought today would be a very good opportunity for me to come onto YouTube and to share with you how I managed to cope with trading losses in the past and, give you all some advice on something that you can take going forward in your trading journeys. So before we go any further with today's video, let me just explain one of the biggest losses that I ever had trading. And I think I have to take you all the way back to 2018. That was when Donald Trump was elected president. And I'm actually going to bring up the chart now. This is where Donald Trump was elected as president. He just basically said, I'm going to cut corporation taxes. I'm going to create jobs. I'm going to bring jobs back from likes of China and Europe. And, we're going to create fantastic jobs here in the US. And as you can see on your screens, the S&P 500, the Dow Jones 30 and the NASDAQ 100 all had a significant rally for roughly 6 months. And then, unfortunately, this happened. We had a massive correction in the market. And in a very short space of 3 to 4 trading days, we had the broader indexes pull back roughly 10%. Now, I started trading when Donald Trump was elected as president. And I started with a $4,000 account. And I think at the time I was around 20 years old, I think I was. And at that age, $4,000 is a lot of money. I was working at a bar at the time, picking up cups in a nightclub, just trying to make ends meet. I think I was making around £7 an hour, really trying to just save up money so that I could invest it in the stock market and start that compounding snowball effect from a very early age. So I managed to save $4,000, and I won't lie, I'll put my hands up. It was all luck. Everything was going up throughout that 6-month period. I was just buying every single dip. I was a serious dip buyer. I was an addict. Every single dip that would occur in the Dow and NASDAQ, the S&P 500, I was there and I was buying it. And it worked, right? It worked for 6 months and my account compounded. I reinvested all of my profits. And before I knew it, I turned the $4,000 into $100,000 in just 6 months. And then unfortunately, that massive 10% correction occurred. And what did I do? Well, I did exactly what had worked best for the previous 6 months. And that was I bought the dip. And when it continued to dip, I kept on buying the dip, thinking that, this is fantastic. This market's just creating more and more value and I'm just going to make more and more money. And unfortunately, that was not the case. The market continued to dip, and I saw my very first 10% correction in the broad indices. And that resulted in me losing my full $100,000. And, it wasn't all just about the money. It was a lot of time, right? I spent a lot of time. It took a massive toll on my mental well-being. And yeah, that was a really hard loss to take. I just basically blew my life savings. And all of a sudden, I was going to a restaurant ordering spaghetti bolognese, where before I was ordering, the Chateaubriand steak. So it did hit me hard. And I feel like one thing I learned from that loss was that I completely lost the value of money. And I think that if you're watching this video, you can definitely relate to this. As a trader, if you go out to a nightclub or if you go out to a restaurant and let's say that the bill's going to be $200, let's say. Well, a normal person would say, okay, well, $200, that's very expensive because I get paid £10 per hour. So that's 20 hours of me working to pay for that bill. Where as a trader, we think, okay, well, we can just get into that trade and hopefully make 200. Yeah, we've got the FOMC meeting next week. There's going to be lots of volatility. I expect gold to go up. So I'm just going to whack a grand in there and hopefully I'll make 200 quid. That's how it works a lot of the time for many traders. And that is a clear sign that you have lost the true value of money. So that's definitely one of the biggest pieces of advice that I have for everyone watching this video right now is please do not lose the value of money. I know that sometimes with day trading, it's very easy to make large amounts of money in such a short period of time. But it's important to understand that, you should be humble on these days and walk away when you're doing well, because it's so hard for so many people on this planet to make that amount of money. But, going back to the toll that it had on me as a young 20, 21-year-old, it was absolutely horrible. I mean, I took it really hard. I think the day when I lost it all, I just sat in a room. I think it was a kitchen at the time where I was staying in my university dorms. And I just sat there in silence for about 3 to 4 hours, just thinking in my head, doing math, doing calculations. How am I going to pay for this? How am I going to pay for that? Okay, I had a dream of buying this car. Well, now I have to completely scrap that. And it was hard. It was tough. To be honest with you, I really struggled to get back into trading for the next year. I just, I was chasing the losses. I was used to opening positions at such large lot sizes, etc., where my account balance just wasn't sufficient for me to place those trades, and I just continued to blow up accounts. So then I just kind of had a break for a year and a half. And then it wasn't really until COVID come back until when I actually started trading again. And, I found myself in a very similar situation where everything just went up from, March 2020. Every single thing in the stock market went up. And again, I started with 4,000, and lo and behold, after 9 months, I turned at 4,000 back into 150,000. But this time I knew that I had to just take the money and run it. And then I started trading with unleveraged accounts. But if there's one big piece of advice that I could give to all of you watching my YouTube videos right now, and this is still something that I do up until today, and that is I take my phone. Every single time I make a large amount of money, I basically take my phone and I do a video. I just kind of find myself in my bedroom, for example, where I'm by myself, and I will do a video and I will talk to myself. So it's kind of like a diary. And I speak to myself and I'll say, right, Max, you're doing very well at this moment in time. You've just entered a trade in the S&P 500. Do not add any more funds to this trade. Do not exit early. I'm very confident. This is why I've entered that trade. This is, this is where I expect it to trade up until. So under any circumstances, do not exit this trade and do not add any more capital to this trade. Just sit in it until it either hits my stop loss or my take profit. And I find that doing this really helps me because as human beings, it's scientifically proven that we are terrible investors. Everything's against us. The way that our brains work, with the temptations that are there, if you think about it, the stock market, there is constant non-stop volatility, whether it's in the gold market, the crude oil markets, the stock market, the forex markets, the crypto markets. There is always volatility. There's always opportunities to make or lose money. So by doing this, by keeping a virtual diary for myself, I find that it really helps because when I'm in a trade and I'm tempted to close it early or add funds, I just go back to that video that I filmed just before I opened that trading position or just after. And I look at that video and it reinforms me as to why I decided to enter into that particular trading position. So that's definitely something that really helped me improve as a trader, is keeping a video diary constantly. Whenever you're entering into any particular trade or after a good day, after a bad day, keep a virtual diary so that later on down the line, if you are struggling, if your brain's telling you to perhaps add funds to a particular trade or to close out early, go back to that video diary that you took just after you took that trade. And go back to that, and it will reinform you. It will let you know why you decided to make that particular decision. It's so difficult in this industry. There's so much going on with regards to the news, the volatility in the market, and our poor little brains inside our heads, it's trying to digest so much news, and you're always trying to find the next big thing, the next big profitable trade, where sometimes it's just simplicity. And that's something that I definitely found with my trading. It really started to click when I just started to do things a lot more simpler. Yeah, I just wanted to come onto YouTube and just to talk about losses because they do occur. Most weeks I post videos where I've said, guys, I've made $20,000 a day, my $26,000 trading day. Yes, these days do happen, but also bad days happen as well, where I lose significant amounts of money. It happens to us all. This is trading. It's part of it. It's normal. And I thought that it would be a great opportunity for me to come onto YouTube today and just share with you 2 bits of advice that really helped me turn from that negative, dark space that I was once in when trading, when you're obviously losing money, and how I took these two things and turned it around and, helped me progress and move forward as a trader. So don't lose value of money, even on the good days when you're making thousands of dollars a day. And the second being is keeping a virtual diary. Take that video of yourself after you've entered a trade so you can reflect back on that video later on down the line when your brain, you have that little voice in your ear saying, I think you should close that trade. I think that you should add more, go back to that video and it will help you keep straight. So thank you very much for watching today's video, guys. I hope that you've enjoyed it. It's a very short and sweet video, but I thought it was important for me to come onto YouTube and also talk about the not so good days when being a day trader. If you've enjoyed today's video, then please smash that subscribe button. This YouTube channel is starting to grow rapidly, so I really do appreciate all of your support. But thank you very much. Have a good weekend, and I hope that you enjoyed today's video.